Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So the weekend was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. You know, just chilling with my kids, just relaxing. The boys cleaned out the garage, did an awesome job. So I'm happy about that. I call them boys, but they're big boys. You know, my youngest is 16. But let's get into it. So Neel Kashkari is the Fed president in Minnesota. And he says that he believes that the Fed rate cut will happen this year. It will be one, and it'll happen in December. Here's where I think he's wrong. We have elections this year. That's not going to happen in December. The latest it will happen is September. It could happen in August. The numbers that came back, or if you look at inflation as a whole, inflation is coming down. Apparently, the bond market is doing it. I was listening to a couple of people, and they were like, "Yeah, the bond market is doing a lot of work for the Fed, which is good. That's a great thing, right?" So the numbers say, "Don't need a cut yet. Don't need a cut yet." So when you look at rates right now dropping, last week I think they dropped five basis points. This week they're expected to drop 20 basis points. That's going to actually heat up the market and start to spur on some money. You know what I mean? But when I sit there and look at that, I'm going, you're thinking December in an election year? No, that's going to happen in September. And then it'll be, let's wait until next year before we do anything else. Let's see what this rate cut does, blah, 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 blah. I think that's the way it's going to rock and roll. Then you have BlackRock. BlackRock is saying that 80% of the sales that are done by people using their online brokerage accounts for Bitcoin spot ETFs. And I'm like, wow. They're like, yeah, 20%, only 20% of those sales come from financial advisors. I'm like, wow. They're like, yeah, they're being very, very cautious. That's their job is to exercise fiduciary responsibility. So that's their job. However, only 20%? I would like to get the numbers from Morgan Stanley about the 15,000 financial advisors that they're promoting it to. Like what's been pushed out to them, what their reaction has been, what the kind of climate is in that space. Because Morgan Stanley is very, very forward thinking. So I definitely want to see about that. Then you have Binance announcing the listing of ZKsync. And I'm like, wow, that's really nice. ZKsync's been taking it on the chin. They've been taking it on the chin because their airdrop was kind of funny. People didn't like that. Just a whole bunch of stuff. They wanted to do a whole bunch of things with regard to, the term ZK. They've been taking it on the chin all over the place. So I'm interested to see how that actually goes. I think ZKsync is actually down a lot today. I think it was down 19% or something like that. So we'll get into the numbers in a little bit. Then you have not Binance. We just talked about that. I'm getting old. Then you have South Korea. South Korea is exploring a new law that would possibly, delist about 600 coins. Here's why. They're like, well, wait a minute. Let me just go to my notes real quick because I don't have it memorized. What's the reliability of the information that they're giving? What's the reliability of the assets that they have, right? What's the security that they have in place and compliance? Now, I say this and I'm saying it in a giggly fashion because everybody that watches my show knows I tell them there are certain things that I look for before I will. When somebody asks me, hey, can you research this particular coin, this particular project? There are certain things I'm looking for. Give me the ranking on CoinGecko. Give me the ranking on CoinMarketCap. Let me know if the data on one or both of those services is actually verified. See where I'm going with this? Who's involved? What are the security practices? These are all things I tell you that you need to do when you're doing your research into a coin. So this new South Korean law, that should be the law, for real, for real. If you're mucking around with some kind of coin, CoinGecko has over 14,000 coins listed. I think it's 14,500 and change. And Obviously some of them are inactive, but I'm just like, wow, are you kidding me? So an inactive coin, yeah, that's desertion. They deserted that project. Then you've got the 50 bazillion freaking meme coins. See where this is going? Now you know why I keep saying, if it's hard to get the coin, that means that, yeah, it hasn't been accepted. It hasn't been picked up yet. Know where you have to buy the coin. I tell people all the time, know your path to getting the coin and know your path to ditching the coin. If you don't have a quick path to ditch that coin, you could be left holding an empty bag. I'm just saying. It's happened to a lot of people. It's even happened to me. I bought this thing Saitama a while ago. Luckily, I only put like $50 in it. But, my son and I said, let's give it a try. Heard some stuff. Yeah. Bye-bye. So it's $50, but a lesson learned, right? So I'm sitting back and I'm saying, South Korea, I think, is taking, a smart stance. Hey, listen, if they don't have these simple things in place, then they shouldn't be listed. In other words, if you are a centralized exchange, do your job. Don't just list things willy-nilly. What are they doing? Look into that. Have them submit forms and tell you this is what we have. Verify that. They're trying to get to a point now. Asia is very hot on crypto. They're trying to get to a point where if it's listed on an exchange, that exchange has done at least a modicum of research on it, a modicum of fact check. Just saying, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I don't want to buy anything that hasn't been checked out. That would be silly. That'd be ridiculous when you think about it. Then you have the Financial Stability Board. They're based out of Basel, Switzerland, saying that they're going to be looking into the impact of stablecoins. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds interesting. On the heels of Ripple saying they're working with like somewhere between 5 and 10 different countries to develop CBDCs. Do you see what I'm talking about? So you're going to work with a country to develop CBDCs, and with those CBDCs, they're leveraging XRPL. Almost nothing to do with XRP. And people are wondering why XRP is not moving. They're not trying to push XRP. That's not what they're trying to do. Attention is elsewhere. And for good or for bad, that's what they're doing. I have yet to see them do anything to push XRP so XRP actually goes up. I have not seen it in a while. The movement we thought we were going to get when the cases, came to certain junctures, we didn't get that either. So do I have faith that when the case finally comes to complete closure, that, we'll get something like after they decide this is the fine and boom, that's it? Yeah, I don't know that we're going to see a price increase because there's nothing holding XRP back right now. So if there's nothing really holding it back right now from going up, then what impact would that case have? See what I mean? Their focus is not on XR or not on growing the value of XRP. Their focus is on growing the value of Ripple. Let that wash over you for a moment. They're a company that's looking to go IPO, right? Is it going to be this year? Is it going to be next year? But rumors have it they want to go IPO. Makes sense. Okay. They go IPO. Are they worried about XRP? No, they're worried about the value of the business. The business is XRP Ledger, not XRP. So I'm paying close attention to Ripple because I currently hold a bag. And I'm getting close to a point where I'm thinking, well, I'm positive on the bag. I'm in the black on the bag. Am I deeply in the black? No. But I'm in the black on the bag. Ooh, maybe, kind of, sort of, yeah. That's really what I'm thinking. I'm not there yet. I haven't pulled that trigger yet. I'm probably not near pulling that trigger yet, but I'm closer than I was, last week, month before. Because every time I look in the news, I'm seeing that they're doing something for Ripple, not XRP, right? And when I look at the company, would I invest in the company if it was a publicly traded stock? Probably. Because at that point, I think the stock is worth, buying the stock gives me more value than buying Ripple. Buying XRP, right? Because the company is providing services to other entities for which they get paid. XRP is not something by which they get paid. So when I sit back and I look at it, and I know DMAC is going to come at me, DMAC, let's chat about it tonight. It'll be a good conversation, but too much news is about stable coins. Too much news is about CBDCs. See what I mean? Too much news on one side. I get that, XRP wasn't born with the idea of retail investment. It was born with the idea of institutional investment. But now they've gone full head and full hog in that direction, which makes the coin not worth as much as we thought it would be, in my humble opinion. We'll see how it goes. I'm not holding enough of a bag to cry about it too much, but I am holding enough of a bag to pay attention. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should get into the numbers. And of course, I didn't have, my logo up or anything like that. It's been a long weekend, so I'm a little tired. Let's get rid of the notes over here. All righty. Can I refresh right now? All right. Fresh numbers. Like I said, ZKsync, ranked 88th, down 19%. Down 19% off its all-time high because, it just launched. So not quite at $1 billion yet in terms of market cap, but still taking a 19% hit. Do I think that ZKsync is a good deal? I don't know. I really, really don't know. They messed up a lot this past week, and this is their entree. Could they go up? Yeah, I think they could go up. Could they go up, enough to make everybody kind of go, I can make some money off of this? Possibly. Fetch AI, Singularity, Fetch AI are both down. So is Ocean. Singularity and Fetch AI being down 15% each, and Ocean being down 14%. As you know, they're probably down because they pushed off the launch of ASI, the merge, until next month. Not a problem to me. I look at this and I kind of go, I could buy a little bit of this. I could buy a little bit of this and be all right. Down 15%, down double digits in a space that's blowing up. That just screams opportunity to me. I know it's crazy, but it screams opportunity to me. It really, really does. Let's see what else. Notcoin is down 13%. Who else am I paying attention to? Somebody was telling me about Turbo. I'm not really paying attention to it because I don't hold a bag in it. Not interested in Wormhole just because of the technology that they use. And that's it. Wow. That's crazy. There's nobody else in this list that's actually catching my attention. Who else is on the list? You've got, on the good side, it's a very short run. You only have two. I'm not paying attention to Convex. Don't know them. Curve Dow up 7%. They took a wallop a couple of weeks ago. Last week. Why? Cutting staff, and they had the cutting staff and having that whole. No, not cutting staff. It was having the whole debacle with the guy who has it all, who runs it all. That was a problem. A little bit of a problem. By a little bit, I mean huge. So you can see that on the positive side, you hit zeros real fast, which means most of the market is in the red. Most of the market is in the red. So that's what we need to be paying attention to. What's going on this week? This week is actually a good week. We get initial jobless claims on Thursday. Remember, Wednesday is Juneteenth, which is a holiday here. I'm thinking I will probably do one show on Wednesday. I'll probably do the morning show on Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to do the nighttime show. I haven't made up my mind yet. We've got housing starts, but with interest rates going down, you had an increase in mortgage applications. So that was a good thing last week. Manufacturing survey, but that's not a heavy hitter. Then you have the PMI, Flash US Services PMI. I don't know about that. But they are, those numbers would be, perfect for, monitoring inflation, right? So they count, but they're not huge, heavy. It's not a huge heavy hitter, the producer manufacturing index. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. The index, the crypto fear and greed index is at 71. It's been at 71 for a couple of days now. DeFi Llama, we're at 125 billion total value locked. Okay, not mad about that. But then we took a hit. Look at this. We've edged closer to my blue line, which is 63.719. We're currently at 65, right? 787. Now, again, I was saying yesterday that I really do think that things are going to go on an uptick because I think things are oversold. I think things are way oversold. So when I look at this big blotch of red going on here, I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, yeah, I think these are opportunities to buy. I really do think these are opportunities to buy. Even with Toncoin pulling back from, what was it, 8 and change, I'm still sitting here and I'm going, okay, pulled back from 8 and change, it's down a lot to 771. I think that's actually still a buy, right? Doge is down a lot, SHIB is down a lot, Pepe's down a lot, Floki, just all the names that I would be interested in are down a lot. And to me, that presents to me a buying opportunity. Look at this, BNB under $600 after just reaching last week, week before, $700. I'm sitting back and I'm going, yes, though, to me, those are opportunities to buy. Why? Because at $600 to add another $100, right? If it got back up to 700, you made a couple of bucks. You made a couple of dollars. You made more doing that deal than you would leaving your money in the bank. And when do you think, what do you think the time frame is for you to get back to that number? A month? To me, that's long. But even if you just said it's a month, I don't know. I'm sitting here and I'm kind of going, yeah, I think I'm going to get involved in a few things. It's not going to be near already hold a bag. It's not going to be Avalanche. I already hold a bag. They're not in my DCA strategy. They were in my gonna go buy it, sell it later strategy. Notcoin, Toncoin are both in my both in my DCA holding strategies. And the reason why is because I think they have a lot more room to go. WIF took a big hit. I think there's room to go on that. Arweave is another one. So there's a lot going on. There are a lot of opportunities here for you to actually make some moves and sit back and just wait. Everything at this point, I think, is a sit back and wait situation. Solana, I think that's a big sit back and wait situation. I mean, it hit 200 without a problem, and 200 is not its high. So if it was to hit 200 now, you're raising more than 33%. Just saying. Again, to me, those are big opportunities. Where else are you going to make that 33%? And I can almost guarantee you it'll be less than a year. Which, where else can you make 33% in less than a year? Yeah, this is what I mean. This is why I tell you guys, do your research on everything that you're doing so that you get used to, the price trends, the flow, just the rhythm of everything. You remember I used to talk about the rhythm. Everything has a rhythm. What's the downward push right now? Well, last week we didn't get great news, right? The timing of the Ethereum spot ETFs helped to push everything down. That's one of the things that helped to push everything down, because it made people think, "Oh, I got time. I don't need to hold this right now. I've got time. Let me ditch that and do something else." Had a lot of that going on, so we have a lot of overselling, I think. So I'm going to take advantage of this overselling. I'm going to put some more money in. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to relax. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. If I'm looking at it from a pure numbers perspective, let me go back to my watch list. There you go. And you can just see, yeah, everything is not doing all that great, but you're not taking a major hit either. Just look at all these opportunities. Again, Solana 143, BNB 596. Again, just you can look at the mini charts right here and see where everything is. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, there are a lot of opportunities, just bubbling around. Do I think Cardano is an opportunity? Yes. And you don't hear me say that a lot. Do I think it's an opportunity? Yes. Do I think Shiba Inu is an opportunity right now? Yes. Polkadot. I'm not going to say anything about Polkadot. It hurts my feelings all the time. Chainlink. Do I think that's an opportunity? Yes. Do I think BCH opportunity? Yes. Polygon, yes. Uniswap, yes. Near Protocol, holding off on that. But it is a top 20, so it's hard to say no. So I'll stay neutral on Near Protocol. Pepe, do I think there's more room? Yes. Internet Protocol, I don't follow it, so I don't understand its rhythm, and it's down all through every period. It's been down. Year to date, down. So I'm not mucking around with that. Aptos has a lot of potential, even though it's been down for the whole, for this whole year thus far. Aptos has a lot of potential. Render has a lot of potential. It's also up for the year. Just saying. That's the market telling you, hey, we like this. So I'm paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to those likes. Hedera H-bar basically breaking even for the year. I'm kind of like, I do like Hedera H-bar. Am I going to buy some more right now? No. I'm not. Anyway, this is for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I hope you have a good one. Don't forget to tune in tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to be showing you guys a little something. Have a good one. Bye-bye.